Hello, my darlings. Ciao, ciao. I hope you're having beautiful days today. Today we are talking about Libra season, the equinox, and just like a little bit like this is God's coddly. Like this is a good time to be alive and to be cognizant. And it's, as my favorite astrologer, Pam Gregory, calls the equinoxes and the solstices, it's like striking a tuning fork, and we kind of have an idea about what's going to be coming, or whatever themes we have going on right now is going to be kind of the common theme for what we're going into for the next quarter. So let's deep dive into it. Please go grab your coffee or tea or some organic coconut water, which I have in my bougiest chip glass. And honest to goodness, I'm a little embarrassed that my hair is wet. I had my hair up in a bandana. I feel like you couldn't really see the earrings very well. Got them at Bananas for $3. Thank you very much. I've been painting, you know, whomever is in charge of the weather manipulation in the North Shore of like Massachusetts. It's still summer out there, so we're just licking it up and enjoying it. So they must be on a mushroom bender or something. I don't know, but it's a beautiful day out there. It's a beautiful day. So we show up when we need to show up. But please go grab your coffee or tea or organic coconut water, some water, whatever it is that you'd like, because we're going to chit chat about the equinox and a little bit about what's coming up. And we have the full moon coming up next week. This is happening on the 23rd, and we have the full moon in Aries coming up on the 29th. So I'll do my introductory video for that, and I'll do all of my videos for that. But for today, we're just going to talk about the equinox and some Libra season stuff. So please go grab your coffee or tea. I'll do a nice little pause. And this is my second attempt to record this video because I got a little bit too into the future with the first attempt. So I'm going to try to put it all together in a nice little package for us. So let's start with the lenses of what we're going through right now. So, well, first of all, this is on the 23rd of September, 2023, autumn equinox. So that's when the sun in the sky goes into the sign of Libra. This is the general wheel, the classic wheel. So it starts with Aries in the beginning and goes all the way around to Pisces at the very end. So God's coddly is when we have the spring equinox, foundational line, who we are, Aries, I am. Summer solstice, Cancer, home, safety, my pocket of the world, all those fun things. Then we get to the autumn equinox, which is Libra, the balanced. And the phrasing, if the phrasing for Aries is I am, I found out the phrasing for Libra is I balance. You know, some people would say like we are, because it's the opposite. It's the descendant side of the general wheel. So it's kind of seeing God in another over here. And then when we have the winter solstice, that's Capricorn season up here. That's kind of when we all hate ourselves. We need to set intentions and just be like, I need to have my legacy and my public life and all these things. But, you know, for the solstice, the moon's going to be in Capricorn. So I find that to be a little bit poignant, where it's like we're getting a little bit of like the intuitive vibes as to what is going to be happening. It's kind of like the moon's giving us a preview. You know what I mean? And then next week, we'll have the full moon in Aries right over here, literally on the ascendant-descendant axis. So sometimes the title of the video comes out first. And it didn't for today, but I would love for a version of, as I wrote down, you know, because I write down all the planets and stuff like that and their numbers and degrees. When I wrote down Mars in Libra at 17 degrees, this little guy over here, I just wrote fuck around and you will find out. So I think that maybe that's a little bit of the common theme that's going on here, because it seems like, and this isn't joking, like, I talk about like the world has changed and it's different and it's, you know, the worlds have divided and half the people are asleep. I even gave a parable in one of my last videos that was like, when you see someone who's sleepwalking, you don't wake them up. So that was still a version of my human that was judgmental of the ones that are still sleeping. And I know that as awakened ones, we can talk about it all the time. We're just like, it's 23. How do you not know that you're being manipulated? How do you not know? I'm going to say this. Hopefully some people will get this quote, but please comment below if you do. He's not back. I'm in a whole series of that. So it's like, that was literally like a preview of what we're going through right now. It's almost too much It's almost too much, because even when someone's like introduction to meditation, let's say, you close your eyes and then all of a sudden you're just like, fuck, there's so much back there. There's so much back there. So I find that it's not that people aren't awakening, they can't see the things, they aren't having dreams, they're actively choosing not to. They're not asleep. They have literally whittled blinders and put them on themselves in a very terrified manner. So I really, before I started recording today, I just got this idea to let's flip the switch. Balance, the scales, Libra. What if we looked at the ones who are still sleeping as the ancient ones, as the ones that are going on the journey, the ones that are actually on a pilgrimage, doing something that maybe we don't fully understand? You know, I did a video a while ago, and it's on my YouTube, so definitely check this out, like when the cape gets ripped off, where we talk about people that we idealize, or not even people that we idealize, but when you see someone going left, you just gotta let them go left. Because think of the times you've gone left and how quickly you learned that lesson. Sometimes you need to have a painful lesson, or if I stopped you right before you were going left and I was like, hey dude, don't go left. Don't fucking go left. Like, it's really shitty down there. You would have been like, Sarah, that's adorable. You need to go fuck off. I'm going this way. Or maybe that's just me. But like, if someone told me not to do something, I'm gonna go faster. I'm gonna change gear and go faster. So let them go left. But what I'm finding right now with these chosen realities, because you can choose your own reality. That's like the title of one of my last videos, choose your own reality. Or it was like the full moon in Pisces, which is what actually is reality. And then it was Virgo season, choose your own reality. So let's try for this equinox, for this Libra season, to find grace and balance with those who have chosen a different reality. Whether we have deemed it to be fear-based, we have deemed it to be this, that, whatever, you're still pointing motherfucking fingers where you need to look at yourself. Every single person seeing God in another is a reflection of how you feel about yourself. Truly. This is the egg theory. We've talked about that before. Whereas we're the only one here. I'm the only one here. You're the only one here. I'm God having a human experience. You are God having a human experience. So when I love myself and my God of my understanding enough, I have really lovely people in my reality. They're wonderful. They're grateful. Can't have a bad day. Like, everything is just because you're at that vibrational match with those people. So if you're surrounded by shitty people that hate themselves, there's something inside of you that you still hate and that you think that you're shitty. And this is something that I'm still unpacking, because I see people who are in a different reality than me, a different chosen reality. It's literally when you walk down Main Street where I live, it's on the other side of the street. It's one side and then the other side. I shit you not. I shit you not. Prove me wrong. It's literally one side of the street or the other. And so I'm, like on the Cafe Sicilia side. So sometimes I see people on the other side of the street doing things, presenting in ways that I find to be extraordinarily off-putting. My human, Sarah, finds it to be extraordinarily off-putting. Where I'm like, how the fuck do you not see that you're being manipulated? How the fuck can you not tell? How the fuck can you smell a fart? Then it's not working. Like, that sometimes can be my human, an irrational Aries ram. We're in the opposite side. Libra, run by Venus. Cardinal air energy. Cardinal positive air energy. So it's like, I know that we can find, Libras to be very balanced, very lovely, but we have to remember in this season that the scales don't and then they just stay balanced. It's a constant ebb and flow. What I find to be delicious and wonderful today is not going to feel delicious and wonderful tomorrow. It's going to be a little bit of a balance. Or maybe I have tons and tons of coconut water today and tomorrow I only want a little coconut water. Or I have 7 cups of coffee tomorrow and maybe I don't have any cups of coffee the next day. So it's a constant ebb and flow. The scales never just balance. But the desire of the season and the desire of the Libra, capital L, not a person, but the Libra energy that we're talking about, is for things to be lovely and balanced and beautiful and to have pairings that are lovely. It's like the fairy tale creatures of the world. I love Libras so much. They're so beautiful. I think like dimples are a sign of Libra, like in a very specific way. They're just the fucking cherubs of this world, and they are meant to be saved. And they are meant to be kept precious. And I feel for Libras right now, Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising, because of these collections of planets over there. And I did a whole video on the transit of the South Node and Mars in Libra. So I find that to be very fascinating, and it's highlighting a specific point in my chart as well. So I have a video on my YouTube about that. I think I have a part 2 I still need to post, but I'll do that soon. Well, we have the Libra, we have the Equinox, we have kind of the lenses that we need. But what I would like to highlight on the general wheel over here. So this is the ascendant sign. This is this is the roots of the tree of our life. Safety, cultural family roots. Up here is our public life, career, legacy, where we're seen. This is our everyday life over here, but this is like legacy, how we're seen. These are the relationships, what we're going into. This is where we want to do shit on our own. This is our like internal stuff over here. With that being said, as you can see, even if you know nothing of astrology, what do we see? We see a bunch of planets over here, and we see a bunch of planets over here. Opposite, juxtaposition. These planets, Pluto, outer planet. Saturn, outer planet. Neptune, outer planet. Chiron, outer asteroid, planetary body. The North Node and the South Node always go backwards, so it's just, I'll keep this in the collection. Jupiter, outer planet. Uranus, outer planet. Retrograde, 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 retrograde. Always goes retrograde, retrograde, retrograde. So all of the outer planets, generational planets, this is going to take 20 years. This is going to take a few years over here. That's going to take a bunch. Actually, these two go into Aries together, I want to say in 2025. If I'm wrong, please comment below. Jupiter's going to be a year. Uranus, I have no freaking clue when you go into Gemini. In a few years, I'm guessing. So these are all of our outer planets retrograde. You don't need to know a thing about astrology to know that this is your internal world. Feeling like everything, what the fuck is going on? What is going on? Why am I unpacking all of these familiar issues? Why am I dealing with all of this trauma? Why is this happening? Why am I having fucked up dreams about my grandparents? What has happened? Like, what's going on? It's like when somebody randomly at the grocery store just asks you, like, hey, how are you today? And inside you're like, my fucking ears are bleeding. I barely brushed my teeth this morning and got here. I didn't bring my list. I don't even know if I'm wearing underpants right now. Like everything about my internals feels like it's crumbling. It's as if like I am still here in physical form, but my insides is in goo in a cocoon. And I know I'll eventually become a butterfly, but I don't really fucking know what's happening. And you just go, yeah, great. How are you? Yeah, that's that. And with the moon up here, it might just feel, and I don't follow the transits of the moon unless it's a new moon or the full moon, and I do very, very extended videos about that. So I'm not like, this is only going to be a few days where this is going to be 20 years. So with the moon in Capricorn up here, just for this equinox, it just feels as though everybody can see and read your mind. Everybody's looking in, like you're a main character, and everyone's like, ooh, what's going on up there? What's happening? What's going on over here? And with the moon in Capricorn, this is my natal placement. It's just like, why go through anything in this world if you can't monetize it? No, that's it. That's it. That's it. It's fun. It's Capricorn moons, or even like Earth sign moons. No, Taurus moon would be nice. Capricorn moon. Like, are you okay? Are you okay? You're okay. You're okay. This is me giving you love. Are you okay? That's literally it. Okay. So I just find that to be interesting, and also a preview, because like when the sun goes into Capricorn, it's actually, this is at 6 degrees, but when the sun goes into 0 degrees of Capricorn, that's our next quarterly. So it's just, I find that to be poignant in a preview. But so, okay, these are the outer planets on this side. Internals are again all sorts of fucked up. Now we have our inner planets, which are all direct. Sun, we don't have a solar retrograde. Mercury went direct. Venus, holy God, all of us, like Venus and Leo, Venus can be done in Leo. It's like, what's that? Venus can be done in Leo. I'm done with it. We've had a lot of that. Like this is in our house of play. We still have Lilith over here. It's a lot. It's been a lot. And I don't know about you, but like we've recessed our values. We've, ended things. We've, had to set boundaries with people, hella high water. Like it's so, but now that Venus is direct and it's like it's not really moving too quickly. It's just kind of chugging. Like, what's today as I record this? Today's the 19th, and Venus is at 16 degrees of Leo. And for this equinox, Venus is going to be at 18 degrees of Leo. So it's not really moving too quickly. But so I find this is just coming to me. There's so much of who we really are that we've unpacked and discovered, but there's still a little bit of apprehension to show the world who we really are. Because I talk about this all the time, we can't soapbox it. We can't soapbox, I'm the new me, because you're going to be a new you tomorrow. So there's no fucking point. So it's like, we want to show the world who we really are, but because things are changing and adapting so quickly, it's like we just want a place to fucking land. We just want to feel good. We just want to feel like we've got an accountability buddy, somebody who loves us, somebody who gives a shit, somebody who's on the other side of the text message. An old friend of mine worked in restaurants together last winter. And when you're with someone, when you have a partner, and you just had like the 6:30 rushes over, it's about 8 o'clock. And your tables are okay, everyone's followed, and you go back and you check your phone just to kind of text and be like, hey, what's going on? What you up to? Like maybe, your partner doesn't work second shift, or maybe they're home or something like that. You just kind of go and you send a little text and just be like, okay, love you. I'm like, I'll be out of here soon. Hopefully I get cut soon, and blah, 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 blah. And then it's done. But so last winter, my friend and I, we would go back, and we were both in between partners at the time, and you go back and check their phone, and there's no messages, there's nobody there. So a lot of the time I just open my notes app, or this was last winter, and I would just write like, Sarah, I love you, or Sarah, what the fuck, this is weird and this is new. And he had said to me once, and it was just so perfect, where it's like you open your phone and you're just like, oh, I'll go fuck myself, that's cool, there's nobody there. So I feel as though if you are like me and you're in between partners and you're waiting for your divine masculine, or maybe your divine masculine, you're looking for your divine feminine, don't fucking settle just because we're going into Libra season. You did all this work with Venus retrograde in Leo to really reassess your values and to really redefine who you are. I know you can't soapbox it, and maybe a few of the beings on the roster are crawling back in, maybe, and they're gonna look cute. Everybody else, like everybody had a glow up. Everybody had a glow up, regardless of your belief system, what reality you chose. Everybody was given an opportunity, I'll rephrase that, given an opportunity to glow up, given an opportunity to say, actually, I might have liked that yesterday, but I don't like that anymore. So no, you don't have access to me. You can't do that. Oh my God. Oh my God. This like just Pluto. Oh my God. There's so much that has to do over here. So much. I was just thinking about like, there'll be a time in the future where like you physically can't be around or see those people just vibrationally. So Pluto in Aquarius, it's funny, my healer who holds space for me, I have Virgo running my 11th house, and she's like, you're going to be so fucking specific and vet who is allowed in your life so that nobody can fuck with you. And I find that to be fascinating because it's like Aquarius running the 11th house, like in the Aquarian age, when Pluto goes back into Aquarius, like it will be not possible for someone evil to come in and like sprinkle their evil shit all over you. Like it won't be possible anymore. We're just in the guk of it right now. So that was just a little tangent, a little aside. So since we have all the inner planets going direct, and they're really, I like to use very violent terms sometimes, they're just demolishing your everyday life, your relationships, your health habits, and there are certain things that, like Mercury in your 6th house right now of everyday life and practical service, like certain things just won't vibe anymore. They just won't vibe. Like I've been talking about removing cannabis flower from my life for the entire year, and I like literally like it has not been a struggle. It's been a struggle recognizing how much I was using it as a crutch to not feel any of my feelings. So now, certain times that I smoke when I'm like, my human is anxious, I gotta alleviate this, I gotta alleviate it, I gotta tend to this. And then I smoke and it's like my human can breathe again, but the anxiety does not go away. We cannot placate ourselves anymore. Mercury going direct after Venus went direct in your house of everyday life. Like this is like the certain things, and Lilith is in the mix too over here. I have so much to say about Lilith. I've been working on like so much research and so much videos for you guys. So that is coming up. Stay tuned. I'm going to record the video, and I've tried a few times already, but I was like, I'm gonna record it painted in the canvas. So I am an artist as well, and a healing performative artist. So what I do is I take the paint and I put it on my body as I'm in a transcendent healing space. And then I wrap myself in the canvas, and it's an extremely abstract performative piece, but so much healing comes through. It's kind of like my version of plant medicine. You can't be tripping balls every single day when you have very, very deep traumas to unpack. But me really living into my Lilith and healing my Lilith and stepping back out as my Lilith self, there are times like I'm fully painted and I'm wrapped in the canvas and I'm like, you could record right now, Sarah. And my avatar is like, oh my God, they're gonna see you. This is huge. Oh my God. And I freak out. So I have to remind myself, like, I didn't even do my Monday video this week. I had a very, very human day yesterday. And I really have to remind myself on a regular basis that these energies affect healers, spiritual counselors, tarot readers, astrologers. They affect us first. So I would love to be able to show up every single day, full hog, giving it my all. But that was corporate Sarah. I'm trying to help you out of that lifestyle. I'm not going to be the one to push it on you or to even be that one behind the scenes. I have to really meet myself where I am. So I apologize for anyone who enjoys my little Monday videos. I was thinking about doing one today, but it just didn't feel right. I'm just going to skip it completely. And you know, like every bit of what I do out of service. There are links below always if you're keen to donate or to give back. Like I literally had to call out my restaurant job too. I had a very, very human day, and it's like I'm aware of, how do I say? I've had sessions with healers that have literally changed my life, that I recorded and I reference back, and I take so seriously the words that are presented in those sessions, that I take so seriously what I put out into the universe. So if I can't be my clear channel self, I'm not going to give you an impure lens of the information that's coming through. That wouldn't be I don't want to say the word fair, but that would be disrespecting you. That'd be disrespecting you. So I could never show up feeling as though I'm giving from a less than full bucket, and I would never want any of you to do the same. This is a conversation that I had with a dear friend of mine, and this was like literally just coming to me, where she is a very, very emotional person, and I love that about her. I want her bigger. And so we were having this back and forth, this dialogue, very respectful dialogue. So you have a lunch date with another friend, but you wake up in the morning and you're feeling so much anxiety you can't even breathe. For me, I would call that person immediately and say, hey, can we reschedule? This person was saying, like, wouldn't you show up authentically? Wouldn't you show up to not disrespect that person and to honor the date, stay the course, do the thing? And I, honest to goodness, I asked her to flip the switch. What if your friend was having a panic attack and that them showing up was like the scariest thing ever? Would you want them to show up? She was like, absolutely not. I was like, exactly. So why are you holding yourself to a different standard? This is the new world. We are in like vibrational, energetic beings, and we're going into a fifth dimensional consciousness where we can't, like, everything is happening all at the same time. So if you're feeling overwhelmed, sit with that, deal with that, process that, give yourself as much time as you need to come back. This was one of the, and this was way before my awakening. This was like, I had just moved to Melbourne, Australia, and I was staying with my partner at the time, his family, before we were really getting on our feet. And so much, like there's like 35 lenses that go in front of what it is I'm about to say, but I was having an anxiety day. I was having a panic attack. And I had said to this woman, I was like, it's literally just like chemicals in my brain that are firing inappropriately, and I'm cognizant of the fact that that's happening, so why the fuck can't I get out of it? And she gave me the best piece of advice that when it comes to anxiety and when it comes to these types of brain functions and mental health issues, she goes, when you are out drinking and you've had too much to drink and you go, shit, I'm wasted, I am buckled. Does that statement take away the drunkenness? Does it take away the alcohol? Does it make you sober? No. You still have to go through the whole chemical reaction of what's going on. And I was like, yeah. She's like, same thing with your anxiety. When you're cognizant of the fact that you're having an anxiety attack, having a panic attack, you are experiencing something. It's going on in your brain. It's not yours, but your human is still experiencing it. So do whatever the fuck you need to do. Whatever the fuck that you need to do to remove yourself from situations that lower your vibration. I only communicated with my VIPs. I communicated with 3 people yesterday, and that was it. That was it. The people that have seen me good, bad, or ugly, and that was it. So know that I practice what it is that I teach here, and I really couldn't recommend higher that if you are in an environment, I know this was a wild tangent, but it needs to happen, it's Libra season. If you are in an environment where you can't have mental health days, you cannot have a day where you can call your immediate superior and say, hey, I feel like I'm on fire and like I can't, if you don't have that level of support, recognize that. Say, wow, I am drunk on power, I'm drunk on corporate, I am drunk on titles, I am drunk on something, and holy shit, that is fucked. I need to deal with my parental issues, something, like just be cognizant of that. Because it's like the second you start to change your vibration and change the way that you value yourself, Venus will eventually go into Virgo. Venus goes into Virgo on October 8th. So like that will be Venus blessing your house of everyday life and practical service. We'll talk about that later. But Mercury, like, just take this little aside and maybe pause or just give this like a little like mark the number and come back to this exact little tangent that I just went on and ask yourself these questions. If you woke up with mental health, not physical health, not you have a cough, not you are hurt, not you have a physical ailment, but you have something mental, something unseen, you need a personal day. Do you feel comfortable and confident to call your immediate supervisor, your superior, whomever it may be, your team, your clients, whomever, and tell them what's going on or tell them enough information and have them be supportive of you? Like, would they treat you the way that you want to be treated? Yes? Awesome. Beautiful. No? Look at that. And just be aware that you're drunk. And that's all I have to say about that right now. Please comment below if this type of information is helpful to you. Like, I came from corporate. I have been guiding and training teams for the better part, like over 10 years. And I can't go back. I've been stuck in the matrix before, but I can help you recognize where you are and help you out of that. Got you. Okay. So I have no idea what to even title this video. It's the main thing that I wanted us to really try our fucking damnedest to really, it's funny, like sometimes like certain signs I would never swear in their videos. Usually Cancer rising and Pisces rising, I never swear in their videos, but Libra is the opposition of Aries. So remember, they're beautiful and they're pretty. They get Aries. They get it. They don't understand the execution, but they get it. They're just as violent. Yeah, they're just as violent. So fuck around and you will find out. So that might be the title of the video. I don't know. But so I want us to picture like the two separate universes, but we're on the same planet. So we have one that it like, I don't even want to use any sort of division. I don't want to use any sort of good or bad. I don't even want to. Like, warm colors and cool colors, done. So one reality is warm colors and one reality is cool colors. And so when you see someone who's wearing cool colors and you're a warm color person, you don't go up to them and say, hey, you know, warm colors like are amazing. And they exist. That's really cute that you think that cool colors are like, just you don't know that warm colors exist. Oh my God. Like, look how cool colors. I'm sorry. Like, it's like mocking. It's so sad and it's so hard to watch. I'm trying so hard. My human can really get frustrated over the fact that I'm like, you have no idea that you're being manipulated. They do. They're in terrified fear. Or they're the most awakened beings on the planet. I have no idea. I have no freaking clue. But so I would love for us to really start looking at those who've chosen a different reality as like equally worthy. They've just chosen a different reality. It's not like bye forever, but it's, you just pull back naturally and graciously. Because their cool colors, it's not just the clothes that they wear. It's the house that they live in. It's every little candle that they buy is cool colors. And it's like, oh my God, it would be as if someone who's like a warm color, like fall leaves, pumpkin spice candles was gifted like a fresh, clean linen candle or like a beach sand candle. Do you see my face and reaction right now? This is what I need us to not do. So I need us to really start appreciating the other side of this divide with, like, treat them with respect. Treat them with the respect they deserve. Not like shake them like a British nanny and say, you are so fucking stupid. Why the fuck would you give me a goddamn cool candle? Summer fucking beach smell. What's wrong with you? You can't do that. Can't do that. So we can say things with incredible honesty and incredible boundaries. Someone is sharing about their lives or sharing about their belief system with you. Oh my God, this, and then this, and then this. They're, matching your foundational values of kindness and, like jovialness and like making fun in like a 5D way. But the second that it starts to get a little bit violent or like outside of your foundational values, you can just be like, hey, that's enough. I appreciate you. I disagree completely with everything that you're saying, but thank you so much for sharing. Why don't we talk about something else? And if they ask you genuinely for your opinion on something and you give it in a way that's speaking from I statements, that's amazing. You can talk about that. You can say, and you can find the footing and find the balance, just like the scales, and you can find what works and what doesn't. But if you see someone out in their world and they're, have like cool color bumper stickers and they wear cool colors on their lapel and cool color sandwich boards and they're waving their flag with cool colors and they're screaming obscenities and they're mocking warm colors and they're talking about if every person that ever liked warm colors was just eradicated from this fucking planet, then maybe everything would be better. It's like, don't engage. You will find out. And it won't be pretty. It's like that's you coming in with a bucket of like nice candlelit, beautiful umber coloring and just splattering it all over their fucking house. Don't do that. They're like, there's obviously some mental instability that's going on there. Have compassion for that person. Do not pity them. Do not belittle them. Do not engage. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. Walk the fuck past them. Walk the fuck past them. And you can keep a scowl on your face. You can just say, you can look unapproachable. That's okay. And have phrasings that if somebody was to come at you, what are you going to do about it? Like, be prepared. Be prepared. Try it on for size. I was screamed at on the street a few months ago. I think it was a few months ago. And so every time I know I have to be around the person that screamed at me on the street, I get this like, I really don't like confrontation. I find it to be just like so immature that like you can actually have a conversation with someone. And so like I have phrased and I've tried it on for size and I really can say, because you do have the authority of the right to stand up for yourself. And I would really just say like, you're a bully and I don't play with bullies. That's it. That's it. That's literally it. If anyone was to come at me, just be like, you're a bully. I ended our friendship because you were mean and you're showing me that you're mean. You're a bully and I don't want to talk to you. You don't have any right to speak to me that way. So I'm prepared. I'm prepared. And it's not, how do I say? We can't run anymore. There's no other planet. Yes, I know I've talked about the dwarf planet and things like that, but that's a theory. And when and if that is to come, it would be of galactic intervention, which is amazing. But vibrationally, there's not enough people awakened on the planet at this time for that type of reality to come. We have to really do a little bit more internal healing for vibrationally any being, any physical being that's above the fifth dimension to even physically come down here. I have the windows open. Again, it's like fucking summertime still in the North Shore. So I lost my train of thought. The dwarf planet. We're living, yes. We've two realities, warm colors, cool colors. We've cited irreconcilable differences. We can't move out of the house yet. We still have to share the planet. So why don't we agree to disagree, live and let live, or live and let die? Do whatever the fuck you want on your side of the planet. I care about you and I love you enough not to view you. Because when we view each other, we both are glitches in the matrix that we don't want. Because you don't want to find middle ground with me yet. So why don't we give grace to these balanced scales? Maybe there needs to be a little bit more hullabaloo for them to finally, or for everybody to finally just be like, oh, I gotta deal with my own shit. I don't have to care what the TV tells me is happening on the other side of the planet that's dividing me. I just have to deal with my own stuff and like my own self-worth issues. Oh, cool. Oh, because everybody on this planet is another version of me. So the more that I heal myself, the more I give access to every single person on the planet to like better themselves. So all I have to do is be my most authentic self at every second of every day and not feel like I have to fix the whole world, but all I have to do is fix myself. Cool. It's a lot to unpack. I know. I'm going all over the place. But so if we choose violence, I'll just give an example. If we choose violence, Mars in our house of relationships, South Node, all of our old toxic patterns being released, and like the Sun will kind of conjunct with Mars at some point. Mars is going to conjunct with the South Node at some point. Actually, when do those three fuckers get all the way together? It'll be closer to here. So you could choose violence. You could choose screaming. You could choose, you could choose all that. And that's how you end relationships. And that's how you show the people around you how you value yourself. I'm sorry, but if you love yourself, you're not yelling at anybody. If you value and respect yourself, you're not yelling at anyone. Nope. No, ma'am. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. So if you show the people around you, I really actually dislike myself. And I'll give a beautiful, I think I've given this example before. I had a table like a month or so ago. I definitely think I've given this before, but I'm going to give it again. This woman, she was very complimentary on my glasses, and I wasn't wearing these earrings, I was wearing different earrings, and she was really, really nice. And her husband was like, you must be living it up right now with all these compliments and stuff. And I said, sir, when you give compliments, it's because you love yourself so much that love runneth over, and you start to see beauty in everyone around you, and you just want to tell the world how beautiful it is. So what your wife is doing is showing me how much she loves and values herself. We were just giving compliments back and forth. I was like, I love your fingernails. She's like, I love your glasses. I love your earrings. I love your earrings. I love this. I love this. I love your vibe. I love your vibe. And that's the way that it's the right vibe and you're in the right space, because it just jazzes you up. But if you don't love yourself, you're giving passive aggressive compliments. You're constantly like, oh yeah, back at work another day. And I'm just like, what the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? This is coming from someone who had a full anxiety panic attack yesterday in the bathtub. It was great times. It was great times. So I think that's it. What are my guides saying? Saying journal. Journal more. Go back and watch my love affair with pen and paper journaling. I could not ever, I have my work journal, I have my normal journal, and I have my calendar right here. I've got another creative journal over here, 2 decks of tarot cards, Post-its for rewiring your brain, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 books on the give yourself the chance to teach yourself what's going on. You will go back to these journals one day and be like, this makes sense, this makes sense, this finally makes sense, this, I was processing this. And then another one, we're going into Libra, relationships. I'll leave you with this because I'm hitting 45 minutes. So the person that you're eventually going to meet, if you're in between partners like I am, the person that you're eventually meant to be with thinks about you sometimes and has dreams about you. And I'm sure you have the same. And you make a little note. They do the same thing. So when you finally meet, you're going to be able to go back to those journals and those videos, and you're going to see like, oh my God, we thought about each other at the same time here. And oh my God, I was going through this and you were going through that. Like, exactly. So get a fucking journal and some good pens. Just thank me later. Like, I couldn't tell you how important this is. This gets to your unconscious and your subconscious. Free write. Has anyone ever done that over here? Comment below. Ask your journal. Ask yourself an exploratory question. You can even do shadow work with this. I saw this clip. This is not just my language. I have absolutely no idea where I saw it. I probably was scrolling randomly on Reels, and I saw this where you can ask yourself shadow questions. Why am I not worthy? Why do I think that I'm too much? And then put a timer on for a few minutes and write and see what the fuck comes out. Just saying. And you get to see how creative you are. Everyone's an artist. When you just doodle. Just have some fun. Okay. I have no idea. I think that's it. We'll talk about the full moon, which is coming up next week in Aries at 6 degrees. Jesus, yeah. Yeah, fuck around and you will find out this season. Like, and ask yourself, when you see someone who has a different belief system that you see someone who wears cool colors, really ask yourself, why is it that I want to go over and engage with them? They got that smirk on. Like, I heard someone the other day talking about, he was like boasting over making like anti-Trump pumpkins and like the hair, like boasting. And I just was like sitting back watching. I was like, this man's inner teenager is screaming. And 2, there was a portion of me that was like, if you know, you know. But I didn't. I just said he is not aware that there's a sleeper cell that's making him love violence. He's not aware of that. And it scared me. But then I reminded myself, like the beginning of this video, let them go left. I learned so much down that nasty corridor. So much. I swan dove into concrete so many fucking times and I learned so efficiently. So let them go left. Let them be mean. Let them be angry. And don't judge. Just work on something inside of yourself. Look at your rage. Look at your anger. Look at where you're unhinged. Or even when you were at a certain point in your childhood, look at that and forgive yourself. It's disgusting. I'm not going to tell you that any of what I'm preaching to you is easy stuff to do. But I promise you, I am doing the work right alongside you. I know that this cafe table is multidimensional, but I take the work that we do here so seriously, my darlings. And I'm not going to show up unless I am feeling at full capacity. This for my chart is happening down here. 7th house of relationships, 7th house of relationships, 6th house, everyday life, 5th house, 4th house sitting on top of my natal Mercury, 3rd house transited my natal moon, and you are going to be in my 2nd house. It's cool. Would any of you be interested in me looking at my natal chart, or if I did a reading for you? And I've talked about this enough. I'm going to give myself a reading at some point. Ooh, this full moon. That might be a really good one because it's happening, where is it? 6 degrees. It's happening directly on top of my natal Jupiter. So maybe that's a really good one. It is so... they're so specific and so spot on, but it's like I can read the chart as if I don't know the person, as if I don't know myself. But I went back and I watched a birthday reading that I didn't even remember that I did for myself. It was the night before my birthday in March. And it's like, was so spot on. So spot on. And this is like around my half birthday as well. So it's the perfect time to do a check-in. So I'll do that video and I'll share it with you. But, oh, come on. Thank you so much. I know this was a longer video, but again, this is a quarterly, so let's really look at what's going on, because the next time we have a solstice, or pardon me, we have, the winter solstice is going to be here. So we have relationships, shared possessions, deep transformation, quest, adventure, long distance travel. So this is kind of like the quadrant that we're looking at right now. It's good times. Good times. I love you so much. I'm so grateful for you. Please comment below any of your questions. I try to get to them all as quickly as I possibly can. Again, I've talked about this before. I am learning how to human. I am doing my very best. I am processing and doing all this work all at the same time right alongside of you. So I'm learning all at the same time. So I apologize if I don't get to any, like, the comments as quickly as I really would like to. But I, again, really take what I'm doing seriously and want to do it right. I'm not always the quickest, but I'm doing my very best. I love you all so much. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. Please give a comment. Please share this video with someone that you think might be interested in it. Please subscribe to this channel if you enjoy the channel and you enjoy the information. That'd be so cool. I would love for you to join us at the Multidimensional Cafe. There's beings all over the world that share the same table and share the same vibration with you. And it's just really, really special and really cool to be the one who gets to channel this information. I feel very, very honored that God picked me and gives me the vibrations and the voice and the way that I can help people connect and communicate. It's an absolute fucking honor. So thank you. I love you. I'll see you soon.